The Jays are getting up and going, and as we sit here right now on Sunday afternoon, they trail 3-0, fucking losers, to the Tigers in the fourth of four.
I'm off the bandwagon.
In that series. Well, why don't we start there? Because Rob sent me a text on Monday before the game saying, these next 7 games, they're going to tell me who these guys are.
Yeah.
They won 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, and have taken at least 3 of 4 from the Tigers. Doesn't look good right now in Game 4, but we'll see. Joey Loporfido, the way things are going, may come up and club one out of the yard or something like that. And I somewhat snarkily responded, yeah, I'm going to continue to factor in the previous 100 or so games. I think in this case, we can say we were both took fair approaches to this. If it was your viewpoint, they cleaned out the competition here over the last week. In mine, yeah, it's basically since May 8th. Like, they've been the best team in baseball. And this week, coming out of the All-Star break, they have beaten Logan Webb. They have beaten Carlos Rodon. They've beaten Tariq Skubal.
Robbie Ray.
Max Fried. This has not been an easy stretch, right, and they have found a way to do it. Now, the Skubal game was fun just because Gausman matched him pitch for pitch, and as soon as they
Gausman was better.
Yes, he was. And as soon as they yanked Skubal, they just beat the shit out of the bullpen almost immediately.
Yes, guy!
So, everything about this last run since the All-Star break, which is the last time you and I spoke about the Jays, was the Sunday that the All-Star break was beginning, has suggested they're legit. They're not falling off. They're not going away. And they are now, like I said, barring this Sunday result, I don't know what the score in the Yankees game is, but they've came into today 6.5 up.
Judge-free Yankees.
Yeah, for a little while at least.
Yeah.
Man.
6.5 up on the Yankees, 7.5 up on the Red Sox, 10.5 up on the Rays.
The Rays are falling away fast.
Woohoo! Suck it, Rays. Yeah, I was really interested when the Jays were coming back. They kind of scuffled into the All-Star break, right? They lost. They split with the White Sox, or they took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. I can't remember.
They lost. They took 2 of 3 from the White Sox. Lost 2 of 3 to the Athletics.
To the Athletics. Yeah. So you're going in sort of 3-3 against a couple of shitbirds.
Yep.
You went ultimately against the White Sox, the worst team in the American League by far. Mm-hmm. You ended up going 3-3 in the season series against those guys. And so you're kind of like, all right, well, who are these guys? As we've said all along, right, is when does the other shoe drop? Mm-hmm. And they were coming out against the Giants, who were either in a wild card spot in the NL.
Or a very good team in the NL.
With some good pitching. Mm-hmm. Then you're coming back after sweeping the Yankees, and you know the Yankees are going to be pissed, coming back into Toronto.
Yeah.
And then you had, which at the All-Star break, the best team in Major League Baseball record-wise, the Detroit Tigers, who were also scuffling.
Holy fuck, if the wheels come off there.
But you still have, this is the prime opportunity for a team that isn't for real to go, oh yeah, this is who we are, and we're going to be slump busters, and
sure,
these guys are going to come back on us. And really, it was only the middle game of the Yankee series, which they were tied, and Hoffman gave up that solo blast in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah.
To lose that game. That's how games get decided, I understand. But it was super tight. And then you went in, and in the first 2 games, you blasted the Tigers.
Yep.
And in that Skubal game, Gausman was better through 6. They both went Skubal.
6 innings, 1 hit for Gausman.
10 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And no walks. 10 strikeouts.
And frankly, you could have been up. I don't want to tear this game apart because big picture, it's not worth it. Okay, well, we got the Vladdy pick off at third base when the
You blame Vladdy on that, or you blame Schneider on that?
I blame the safety. There's no reason to have the safety squeeze on right there.
100%, man. 100%.
The one later on with George Springer.
That's Springer.
And look, there's a whole bunch of moving parts to that. A lot of people are saying Barger should have signaled harder to slide. But Springer is looking the other way. Clearly, he thinks...
Decelerates?
Yeah, he clearly thinks they're not going to throw to the plate, so he's slowing up. They do. There's also, Madison there on the broadcast pointed out that Skubal kind of points at second
base.
like
He's
a
decoying,
deke, right? Like, hey, throw there, which he knows they're not going to, but Springer kind of buys it and again gives a reason for him to slow up. So those are chances against Skubal himself to get out in front and get a couple of runs. It doesn't end up mattering because you score later, but, little mistakes.
To me, the first one, the safety squeeze, the suicides, whatever you want to call, whatever's happening there, there's no reason for that, right? Heineman's up 3-1 in the count, right? He ends up taking the walk. Mm-hmm. So at that point, had you not put that play in, you would have the bases loaded, the infield in. When Barger cranks that ball, that likely is either making it through the right side of a pulled-in infield, but instead everyone's back. It's the end of an inning. It's just so flaccid. And you're right. I don't want to shit on the whole streak, but to me, this is
when you've won in 9 of 10.
This is a John Schneider issue, and I still think the team is outperforming his managing. That to me is.
I think you could make a case for him to be manager of the year right now.
Yeah,
working through what they have with the bullpen and some of the way the number of moving parts, right, is such a benefit that to have on your roster the guys who can play in many different positions, but to be able to manage that properly and bring him in, I don't know. I totally disagree on.
Yep, and that's fine.
John Schneider being a problem.
But you have come to something unwittingly.
You don't know where my witting is.
Yeah, no, I do. Actually, we've done this for 10 years, man. I'm pretty sure I know where your witting comes from. Does this run take Shapiro and Atkins, and I'm going to throw Schneider onto the heap? Does this like, see, this is what we had in mind all the time? Or have you, who sat through the past 2 seasons, 24 and 23, go, fuck you, man. Everybody has shit fall into their lap. Or is this the plan?
Well, it is clearly part of the plan. They always said we want to be the best defensive team in baseball. They're still doing that. Their big guys are hitting right now. Like Vlad has looked great coming out of the All-Star break. Bo is killing it right now.
Bo is super killing it.
And some of this stuff is a happy surprise. Some of this stuff will regress. But have they given themselves the right to... And someone else I was hearing talk about this right now, it might have been Overdrive, doesn't matter, say, you could call a press conference right now because you haven't in a while and you're going into the All-Star week. And,
look at me!
And you could kind of do that. You don't have to be quite that out in front about it, but you could say we're putting ourselves in a good situation. You're smarter not to. 100%. Let everyone else get there themselves because you're not a popular front office.
Or not.
But overwhelmingly, the moves these guys have made have paid off, and then the team has underperformed. Now, we can talk, and should, that some of these off seasons, you felt like you're coming into the season a bat short, and it felt that way again this year.
100%.
And that was before Santander got hurt. He's not going to swing still for a couple more weeks. So you have to look at anything you get from this
before you ever see that guy again.
And you have to prepare like you might not.
Right, this year.
Similar to Manoah, right? Similar to, you have no idea what you're going to get out of some of these guys. But I think there's a little bit of people need to ease up, right? All these guys have been brought in and are making a difference. And sometimes things fall in your lap, both in terms of some of the results on the field, some of the individual player results. But this is their team, and if it succeeds, they get to hang their hat on it.
Well, it's a super gracious Matt right there because baseball is 1 out of 3. If you hit 333, that's an excellent average. Mm-hmm. 23 sucked, 24 sucked, but 25 is looking good, baby. So if I can do 1 out of 3,
what do you want me to do about 23 and 24?
No. I'm just that, and that's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
Right. I don't believe in John Schneider. Really, I don't believe in his managing skills.
I just don't believe those guys like. The classic Joe Torre is still out there. I believe it's all now tied to your front office and you've got it pre-mapped out. And so I don't really blame John Schneider when they decide to pull Barrios for Kikuchi in a playoff game.
Yeah.
he's the face of it, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
And I can't completely credit him either when the lineup that gets put in at the beginning of the game and the moves that get, when they go to the lefty, we'll shift this guy. And we got the parts right now to...
So who's ultimately responsible for that safety squeeze?
That would have been him.
Yeah.
To put it on in the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, to me, it's just one of those things with Vladdy and your backup catcher fresh into the batting order. That's the time you want to do that against a guy who's throwing 101?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That seems odd. And I get you're trying to manufacture stuff. And again,
knowing who you're facing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And so the Springer thing is important. And I was interested to see what the outcome was going to be today, because how many clips have you seen in the past month, 6 weeks of Springer running hard, Springer turning going from first to home.
Yep.
On a just wheeling it. And
I don't know if you were on radio or TV on Saturday. The TV broadcast
radio
repeatedly brought up, like almost to the point where all right, I get it, that he's a smart base runner. He's a good runner, trying to get him off the hook a little bit.
Well,
right?
it's to the point where I was on radio on Saturday, and I turned to the way better half, and I'm like, well, I'm going to give Springer the benefit of the doubt because he's a good base runner.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, then there's a deceleration. There's
didn't slide.
Because I'm not watching it. I'm only listening. And my first thought was, I've seen a gajillion clips of Springer running hard, Springer legging out.
This was not his best moment.
Right. Okay. And so ultimately, if I can not walk this whole last 10 minutes back, but I have been thoroughly invested and enjoying.
You're in on these guys now.
What this team has been doing. And as I said to you a week ago, Monday, a week ago, I'll really see what happens here. And if you go, worst case scenario, 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, 3 out of 4 from the Tigers,
you're in business, man.
You're in business. And coming into today, the only 600 baseball team in the MLB. Which also speaks to some mediocrity.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you can only
this is it.
You can only be first in the MLB.
And this is the thing Stoughton keeps putting out there, and a lot of the things that he's covering at the batflip.ca is we all understand, and he made a good point, and it's a very Matt point of being preemptively negative.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of we've both done. And now it's been me more negative than you, but
yeah, but he kind of said, can't wait for them to make some really nice moves and bring better players onto the roster at the same time that they cool off, which is going to happen. Nobody is win 17 of 20 good. Nobody.
Right.
And so you are going to cool off, and somebody is going to make the case, see, you broke up the mojo, the chemistry, you messed up the locker room. If they bring in better players.
Loperfido and Lucas those are the keys.
Right. Do not take them out of the lineup ever. No. Bo Bichette, who we mentioned here a second ago, is batting over 360 with runners in scoring position.
Which is down.
Yeah, he was over 380.
More negative.
Sure. He's also second in the AL in hits. Would you like to take a stab at the only guy ahead of him?
Oh, I think I heard it. But I can't grab it. It's yes. Yeah, no.
It's just an excuse to use some of these buttons.
Yeah, no. Can you give me a team?
Well, that'll pretty much spoil it. But
okay.
Kansas City Royals.
Nope.
Pathetic.
Nope. I don't got it, so it doesn't help me.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Of course.
It's about time.
Hey, it is about time. I mean, I just couldn't get the ball in the hole. I wanted to, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and that's how I feel a little bit. But that's okay.